Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Look Back. Here with the sports staff of the Beaumont Enterprise. I'm sports reporter Avi Zalen alongside
Kendrick Johnson, sports reporter.
David Barry, sports reporter.
Almost faked you out there. Well, we're all a little tired considering, once again, we're recording this into Saturday, but you know what? It's for good reason. We all pretty much attended very exciting football games tonight. David and I were at Mid-County Madness where Nederland edged out P&G 21-17 in a very, very exciting game. And Kendrick, you were at Central Vider where Central got a really, really key win in District 24A. Let's start off, though, with the big rivalry game, Mid-County Madness. David, just kind of your initial thoughts. What did you see that you liked? It was both of our first experience there. So just, what was that like for you?
It was, as far as the atmosphere, it was everything that I've heard from, people, from fans, from people that went to the schools. It was great. It was definitely lively. As far as
it was live, as the kids would say.
Yeah. As far as on the field, I think, it was the two good teams. P&G is definitely a game. Nederland they made just that many more plays in the end. Sage Say was all over the field tonight for Nederland, and he's key. He's all over. He does just about everything. I mean, he took a snap out of Wild. He took a few snaps out of the Wildcat. And
the Wild Dog formation.
Just scored for him. Got the interception and sealed the game. So this wasn't Nederland's best game by any stretch, but they did what good teams do, and they won.
Right. I mean, there was coming into it, we knew that Nederland was the better team. They were the favored team. But there's that X factor that comes with the rivalry games that I think that always kind of brings the two a little closer together. We saw it last year when a far superior Nederland team, didn't completely blow out P&G, and it came out again tonight. I think the first half was pretty irrelevant. It came out to 7-0 Nederland, and then in the second half, things really started rolling in this one. Yeah. P&G comes out firing on all cylinders in the third quarter, taking a 3-point lead. 3-point lead. Kai Walker was just absolutely fantastic on that opening drive. Nederland responds. We go into the fourth quarter, and you can read more about it on my game story tomorrow. But P&G just made some really mental errors that ultimately cost them the game. Essentially, for me, it came down to Nederland was facing a 4th and 1. 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 from deep inside their own territory, and they were forced to punt. P&G steps off sides, gives Nederland new life. Pretty soon, later on down the road, Nederland scores on that drive. And that's ultimately the difference of the game. P&G also went for it on a 4th and 1, kind of near the goal line, down 4, kind of understandably, and came up short. That was a huge stop by the Nederland defense. They played spectacular, except for that third quarter, pretty much all night. Like you said, Sage Stay was fantastic. Let's give it up for P&G wide receiver Sparks. He was a huge difference. They wouldn't have been in that game if it were not for him. So obviously lots more to talk about as far as implications go for playoffs, but Kendrick, I want to shift over to your game. Central Vider, we knew that was going to be a good one. Two pretty evenly matched teams, two teams trying to find an identity. It was Vider's homecoming, and Central spoiled it.
So basically, speaking of the homecoming, best homecoming I've ever seen ever at a Texas high school football game. They had a light show and fireworks.
Wow.
15 minutes. I thought I was at the AT&T Stadium back in Dallas or at the ballpark or something.
This had better food, though.
Oh, yes, it did. We had gumbo.
I don't want to hear it.
But to the game, it was started off nice and fast. I heard about the speed that Central had, and it was as advertised, as it was a track meet from the beginning to the end. The running back, DeAndre Thomas, had 13 carries, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Workhorse.
And from the word go, he took off. But the difference of the game was, if you read my man Avi or David's piece a couple weeks ago on special teams, evidently the P&G loss last week woke up Central. Mm-hmm. Central kicked not 1, not 2, but 3 extra points.
That's a game high. That's a season high.
3 extra points.
They're learning.
They went for 2 the very first play, very first time they scored, converted, and didn't take one the rest of the game. And that was the difference of the game, as it was a nip and tuck affair. They went back and forth, but it came down to sooner or later, as you know, when the famous call sheet. What's it called? We'll went blank. It's getting late.
Yeah, it is pretty late.
Central was up by 4 whatchamacallit puts it in. I'm losing my thing. Losing my.
No worries.
Ryder puts it in. Has to go for 2 with 3 minutes after a whopping 19 play, 8 minute and 47 second drive.
Wow.
They're down 36-34. Their future star freshman takes the pitch and just gets blowed up. Ball goes. Central returns at 95 yards and keeps that cushion.
Wow.
That's a
38
difference.
to 34
That's a
and
difference.
runs out the clock with 3 minutes to go.
Wow.
So far, the best game I've seen so far in Southeast Texas. Hats off to Vider and hats off to Beaumont
Those Central P&G games, they've been exciting all year. You know, P&G keeps me for 3 overtimes. Last week comes back and down to the wire again. Let's just get to some scores real quick from tonight's action. Central beats Vider 38-40. LCM gets a big win against Ozan 24-7. Let's see where else. Westbrook 52, Channelview 35. Hey, look at the Bruins competing right there, tied for
But
second.
next week they take on Coach David Amon and those North Shore Mustangs. So we'll see what they're all about. Channel 3 to state,
In
number
Reliant.
1 in the district at Reliant Stadium.
Yeah.
Hervey, I'm counting the big things for you. My man Justin Hervey, shout out to him. Keep doing your thing. But next week you got to bring your A game. Get your D1
Channelview and North Shore are a little bit different.
Yeah,
if you're not-
Step up in competition.
As we said earlier, Nederland 21, PNG 17. Bulldogs remain undefeated in district. Still haven't lost a district game since I was below drinking age. Livingston 16, Lumberton 9 in the battle to see who's going to get that elusive district win. West Orange Star taking care of things against Orangefield 38-14. Orangefield needs to get back on track if they hope to make it into the playoffs. Buna with a big 14-0 win over
Huge win for
HJ.
them.
A rebound win for them. And hey, look at Bridge City, 20-17 over HF. This is a Bridge City team that has been absolutely ravaged by injuries, and for them to get a victory tonight, that's going to be a big deal. Jasper 55, Dieball 7.
Big thing. Jasper, they play Carthage next week. Big game for
Put your big boy pants on.
for the district championship. So it's going to be big homecoming for Jasper as well.
Kirbyville 27, East Chambers 17. A big win for the Wildcats there for real. Newton 22, Coons 20. Hey,
It's close.
Newton that required a late score. Don't sleep on Kirbyville.
Coons.
Oh, Coons, my bad. I was looking one up.
We're getting late.
Yeah. Deweyville 59, the Pirates defeat Anderson Shapiro 24, Anahuac 46, Warren 13, and then we get into some other schools. But real quick, guys, I want to talk about moving forward. What does this mean for a few of those schools? Obviously, district races are tightening up. We're getting a better idea of who's going to make it into playoffs, who's not. David, first of all, tell me, what did tonight show you?
It showed me Nederland's still the top of the class. It's not by far and away like probably the last year or two, but Nederland's still the top. Yeah, Nederland's still top of the class. Those teams won't look ahead. I will. Nederland Central at the end of this week 10. That'll be for the district.
Put your track shoes on. After
Yeah.
seeing them play live the last 2 weeks, Central has a legit chance. If they don't turn the ball over and they use their speed to their advantage, speed gives Nederland problems. Nederland might be in trouble and there might be an upset.
Yeah.
They got to keep converting extra points. Keep doing what you're doing. 3 for 3. Maybe that'll get you started on the right foot.
Oh yeah. So it's Nederland at the top of that district. LCM, they've surprised since a slow start to the season. They're 3-1 along with Central. The middle with Ozan and PNG 2-2. Vider 1-3. Vider needs a win next week against PNG badly.
That's
Do
going
or die.
to be
Yeah, but other it's come along. The 21-3A still Silsby West Orange at the top, still a mush in the middle.
And I'm going to be heading out there on Monday talking to coach and look for that piece next Friday.
So yeah, it's good, but it's a lot to look at. Watch out! I'll have some playoff scenarios coming next week. Who needs to do what to get where?
Next week, some games to look at real quick. Vider at PNG, that's going to be a crucial game for both. We talked about North Shore and Westbrook. Nederland goes to the Butch to take on Ozan. Ozan, sometimes you never know what you're going to get. So I wouldn't count them out in that one. Kendrick, any closing thoughts that you just kind of want to finish up with before we head out?
Very hyped up to see that Nederland and Central game. I thought I seen them live, and I agree with David. That definitely will be for district. And hats off to Coach Flanagan and the Bruins 5 wins this year, already have more wins than they have last year, and they're building something up there at Westbrook, and hopefully it gets them to the playoffs. But next week they're going to bring their lunch pail because it's going to be a big game against the show.
Certainly, Westbrook would love to make it back into the playoffs, and they have a legitimate shot. A big win against Deer Park a little earlier. David, anything else that you want to add real quick?
Well, great night of football. Like I said, it was that Mid-County Madness. They call it that for a reason. And one last thing, West Sabine, they won. They out-toughed one of the better teams in that district. West Sabine they were criticized for a weak non-district. They won. They're number 8 in the state in 1A, and they're hopefully keep on going. So congrats to West Sabine for a big win.
Tonight, as you probably saw, Bum Phillips passed away. Obviously a huge legend, Texas coaching legend, not only within the state but within the country. And to have him have his roots down here in Southeast Texas between Port Arthur, coaching at Nederland, coaching at Port Neches Groves. I mean, being at the rivalry game tonight and having him die the same night is just really, you can't make this stuff up. So certainly, our prayers are with, his family right now. And it was, like I said, it's a loss of a legend. With that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And stay tuned for all of our coverage this week and next Friday on BeaumontEnterprise.com and every day in the Beaumont Enterprise. Thanks so much.